Jesus.
On January 23rd, 2023,
Hello, Ronnie Braun. Good to see you in the house today. Good to see you in the house today. I get more homesick every day. Oh, we found what I say. Okay, homesick every day. Blah, blah, blah. There we go. Okay. Darwin, good to see you. 69, you know that's right. Okay, here's the Ohio song. Here we go. I get more homesick every day. What I say, no, till the road I take me back to Ohio. The road ain't no Ohio. The road ain't no Ohio. The road ain't no Ohio. City or a country town, good folks are all around. Take me there, I know I'll go. I get home Ohio. Columbus town, it's a place about. Cincinnati's where I go. It's Ohio. Okay, now where can this go? Here we go. Whoa. Life's not that easy for transgender girls. When you lost everything, looking for a home, you stand wherever you go. Then with the music. I guess today we can start off our new format. All right, now. I guess what we'll do, let's see if it starts to get, okay, now, we can talk about what is in the news, I do believe. That's my new format. The news, what's in the news. Now, what's in the news, let's see what's in the news. Okay, here we go. Let me get my water. Hurricane Helene. Now, I need to have a TV screen by my face, you know? Let's see. Let's see. Excuse me for my... trying to set up my little news thing, you know? Oh, Jesus. Hey, McSpeed, good to see you. Jody's Mobile News Network. Here we go. All right. Back to the mobile news. Back to the mobile newsroom here. Back to the mobile newsroom. All right. We got a few people watching. Hopefully we'll get a few more people watching and we'll start covering the news and stuff like that. Yeah, this is a better place to sit. And I've got a shirt on that's just a little bit too bad to wear. Yeah, okay. Now, we'll go over ahead and go over this news here. Now, I don't know if you can see the screen. Did you spend the whole night in the camper? Yeah, McSpeed one. I have been spending all my time in the camper. Okay. So you may be able to see part of it. And so, all right. Yeah, I've been spending the whole night in the camper every night. McSpeed one, welcome. Ronnie, thank you. Okay, you know, as far as I'm concerned, now the news here, Hurricane Helena forms. Forecast, you know, to hit Florida with 155 mile per hour gusts. 18-foot storm surges. And here we go. Orlando Centennial hurricanes. Hurricane Helena forms. Forecast to hit Florida with 155 mile per hour gusts, 18-foot storm surge. And so, Major McDonald's. That's okay, Major McDonald's. Thanks for joining us. I appreciate you coming. And you're doing good, Major McDonald's, with your truck camper build project. So, keep up the good work. So here we go, and here is our Hurricane Helena. And so Hurricane Helena formed Wednesday morning with the National Hurricane Center forecasting the storm to rapidly intensify in the warm waters of the Gulf of Mexico and strike Florida as a major Category 3 hurricane. Practicing some video editing and sat inside the camper during a rainstorm yesterday. Completely dry. Congratulations, Major McDonald's. Thank you. Congratulations on that. You got a dry camper. That's a good thing. Well, what do you think, Major McDonald's? Tell me what you think. If I had to choose between a travel trailer and a truck camper, what would you choose? Would I keep 2 truck campers that I can use to boondock or whatever, or should I choose a travel trailer and a truck camper? What do you think I should do? But just get your opinion. I know you can park more different places in a truck camper. So, but anyway, back to the news. As of the NHC's 2 p.m. advisory, Helena remained a Category 1 hurricane with 80 mile per hour sustained winds about 110 miles northeast of Cozumel, Mexico, 480 miles southwest of Tampa, as it moved northwest at 10 miles per hour. Hurricane force winds extended out 25 miles, and tropical force winds extend out 275 miles from the center. So, over the next couple of days, Helena will be moving through an environment of low vertical wind shear, ample environmental moisture, and overwaters of high oceanic heat content, said NHC Senior Hurricane Specialist Jack Bevan. All guidance forecasts steady to rapid intensification. You can see the map here. This is Hurricane Helena. I think the travel trailer gives you so much more comfort, but not as easy to park. That's true. I have a travel trailer and a truck camper, Major McDonald's. But if I had to choose one, I would choose my truck camper because I hate packing up the trailer in tight spots. Oh, I understand. Kaylee, good to see you. Yeah, I will, Kaylee. Thank you for coming. Thank you for your advice, everyone. Take a screenshot of the advice. I took a screenshot of the advice. It's according to, of course, you can't park as many different places. I guess I could keep the big truck camper and the small trailer, truck camper. Okay, here we go. In the trailer. Here's the Hurricane Helena. As Hurricane Helena starts out going through the Gulf of Mexico and moving up into the mainland, as you can see. And so that's Hurricane Helena. And these are the different days and different stages of the hurricane as the hurricane moves inland. So the forecast intensity has it reaching major hurricane strength with 125 mile per hour sustained winds and 155 mile per hour gusts by 8 p.m. Thursday, just for an expected landfall, with a cone ranging from south of Tallahassee and Florida's Big Bend region west of Panama City on the Panhandle. That's just shy of Category 4 strength, and some weather models have it growing to that strength. So people had better be preparing and boarding up their windows in the path of this hurricane and buying up water and supplies to prepare for this hurricane, because this could possibly become a Category 4 hurricane. So well, we will be heading out for a major truck camper adventure soon. That sounds good. McSpeed one I'll have to keep watching and looking. Going places trailers can't. Truck camper is so cramped inside. Yeah, my leaf springs on the truck are straight. Oh, okay. So okay. Wow. So you're kind of bogging down there. There is something magic about a hurricane. The feeder bands and tropical storms are amazing to experience. I just got to my trailer. I'll tune in a little bit later. Okay, Major McDonald's, thank you for coming in and joining us. I appreciate that. Okay. Governor Ron DeSantis said mandatory evacuation orders were in place for some parts of 16 counties. Let's see how that works. I think yeah, I got myself up here. I'm just adjusting myself for the news broadcast. There is something magic about our hurricane. I just got to my trailer. I'll tune. Okay, that sounds good. Okay, now. Okay, now. I'm sitting in the dark a little bit. I'll have to have a light shining on me. All right. Anyway, this thing is going to be whipping through, he said during a Wednesday afternoon press conference from the State Emergency Operations Center in Tallahassee. It's going to cause a lot of churn, and it's going to drive that water, and so it is going to be a significant water event. Remember, you hide from wind, but you run from the water. You hide from the wind and run from the water. That's what you do. Okay, said the state had partnered with Uber for free rides for those in those evacuation zones. Free Uber rides for those in the evacuation zones. So, also, Visit Florida has activated emergency accommodation modules on Expedia and Priceline for hotel availability. The rest of the storm has already prompted tropical storm warnings to extend to the entirety of Florida's east coast into Georgia, on top of Florida's Gulf Coast and Panhandle hurricane warnings and watches. And several coastal counties have ordered evacuations. A storm surge was a threat from the southwest Florida up to the Panhandle, including up to 18 feet in the Big Bend, 8 feet in Tampa Bay, and 5 feet in Charlotte Harbor. It's going to be a big storm, and by big, I mean not intensity, I mean size. NHC Deputy Director Jamie Rome, and big storms cause big problems, and that's one of the take-home messages I need you to understand. Hurricane warnings are in place for the Gulf Coast from the Enclote River near Tarpon Springs, north of Mexico Beach. Panhandle is below the Mexico and Cabo Beach. Okay, so a hurricane watch is in place for Inglewood, north the Ancloti River and Tampa Bay, as well as on the Cuban province of Pinar del Rio. Okay, and there's places close to Mexico that are in the eye of this. Areas, tropical storm warnings are in place as well for Lake Okeechobee, inland warnings for all of Central Florida, including Brevard, Lake, Marion, Orange, Osceola, Polk, Seminole, Sumter, and Volusia counties. Inland portion of Marion County is under a hurricane warning. So warnings are in place for Rio Lagartos to Cabo to Mexico, the Cuban provinces. Anyway, Cuban provinces, tropical storm, southern Florida later today. So they should hit later today, these storms. And that's by the Orlando Centennial. As you can even see here is the eye of the storm. And there is Puerto Rico and Cuba in these areas here, as you can see. You can see my cursor, so that's what that is there. See how many people? We've got 6 people watching. I can't give a like to myself. That would be wrong. All right. Well, if McSpeed 1, if I'm going to live in my camper and full-time in my camper, I'm not sure if I'm going to have a place to park a trailer. I know I'll have more comfort in the trailer. I have a big collection of music to listen to and a few books too. I have books in McSpeed 1 and books and media. You know, I have TV programs on DVD. I've got some music that I like to keep and recordings and a few books that I like to read. I like to cook, you know, and stuff like that. I'm not sure I'll have a place to put a trailer and to park a trailer McSpeed 1. I know I'll have space. My big truck camper McSpeed 1 is an 11-foot Coachman. It's the biggest one they make, the 11-foot. I'm not sure I'll have a place to put a trailer, but if it's got more space to live in, maybe I should adjust to it. There are more trucks to getting in and out and climbing into the sleep area, as well as limits on black water tanks, make a truck camper harder for full time. Oh, you don't have as much water tank storage space. You don't have as much water storage space. Well, McSpeed 1 in this little truck camper, I don't have a lot of storage in here. In this little truck camper, I don't have a lot of storage. I'll tell you what, McSpeed 1, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll go in the trailer and I'll show it to you again. We'll go through the trailer. Now the body of this truck camper walking space is 8.5 feet walking space in this truck camper. The 11-foot truck camper has 11 feet of walking space. See, this is an 8.5 foot McSpeed 1, just like your truck camper. It's 11.5 foot. It's 8.5 feet. Okay. Here's the trailer. 18.5 feet of walking space. Yeah, the body is 18.5 feet. So there's that. 18.5 feet, 7.5 feet, almost 8 feet wide. It's a dual axle, a tandem axle. It's a rare model. Woodsman wasn't made for very long by Champion Home Builders. Cord, they made the Trans Van. Okay, this trailer has 2 doors. It has a back door, and it has a front door, and it has a rounded roof. The roof has a rounded edge for turning water. So this trailer is a 76 model. I don't really care how old it is or how new it is. I know I can make it nice, you know. Here's my storage space for my battery, coach battery. There's the storage space for the coach stuff. It has the trailer weighs just under 4,000 pounds, and we get a 7,000 pound gross vehicle weight rating. 7,000 gross vehicle weight rating. Cargo is 2,900 pounds. You got a 3,000 pound cargo rating. Well, this trailer can haul 3,000 pounds of cargo. This trailer can haul 3,000 pounds of cargo. Now, sorry about the camera being all wonky. Okay, now the trailer, in the very back, we have a closet, double closet, with 3 drawers. 3 drawers here. A drawer in the bottom is missing its face. So we got a double closet back there. We've got closets up here at the top above that bed. Here's the bed. I need to make a platform for the bed. Basically, we got the bed, and we can store stuff under the bed. I'm going to get a little narrower bed, but that's where the bed's going to be. We got the storage up above the bed. Up there, you can see 3 drawers. I'm going to make more storage up above this couch. I'm going to let this be the couch, and storage up above it. Storage underneath it. Okay, we've got a bathroom. Forget about how bad off it is. It's not a big deal. We've got a full-sized tub. We've got a tub. We've got a sink. We've got a commode there. Okay, the closet here of storage. It's hanging space for clothes. You can see. You can put as big a tanks in here as you want. Storage under here. And storage, I'm going to build a kitchen cabinet. Storage under there. Storage up above. We've got the furnace. Another closet for hanging up in here. See, the pantry. And storage up above the refrigerator. And if I take out the refrigerator, and that's what we got there as far as storage. But that's basically what it is. It's not leaking or anything. The leaks are gone. So, tell me what you think about this. It's pretty good size, you know. You could add as much or as little storage as you want to in the trailer. I mean, I could use the truck camper for excursions. I could even get rid of the truck camper and just use a SUV, you know, for excursions, local excursions, using an SUV. Like a Tahoe or a Suburban. I could pull the trailer with a Suburban or a Tahoe. So that's one option of the trailer is pull. Yeah, this trailer, the history of the Woodsman travel trailer, McSpeed one, I'll give you a short lesson on the history of the Woodsman travel trailer. Now, Champion Home Builders built the Woodsman trailer from 1968 to 1976. They built a rare 4-wheel drive motorhome. But our last 3 years of the Woodsman trailer are really rare, and I have never online seen another woodsman trailer like mine in the 70s, up in the 70s. You know, I've never really seen another woodsman trailer like my own. Yeah, I think it is. I really like that camp. Getting in and out and climbing into the bed area, as well as limits on black water tanks, make a truck camper harder for full-time. Well, there are things you need for full-time McSpeed. One, people that are living the van life and living just in a van, it makes it difficult to live just in a van. It seems like McSpeed One, like the van life, is ultra minimalistic. It seems like yeah, it's a four-wheel drive motorhome of the Woodsman motorhome. So, if you like these pictures, I've shown to you. Okay. In 1968, Champion always made their own brand of trailers that are the Champion brand of trailers. This trailer here looks quite a bit like my own trailer. It's it's actually built a Holiday Rambler, and it's called a Monitor, which was Monitor by Holiday Rambler. The Monitor by Holiday Rambler is just a Holiday Rambler that's wood framed. As you can see the rounded corners of the Monitor, that's how my Woodsman trailer is. If you look at my trailer in the video, you'll see my trailer has this rounded look on the corners, these rounded corners, and that's how my trailer is built. It's built to look like a Holiday Rambler. And it has a roof just like that where it rolls over. The roof rolls over to turn water. Let's see. That's how my trailer looks, and that's why I like it, because it looks like the Monitor by Holiday Rambler. And so that's what I like most about my trailer, and it's rare. I could not see one that's built up in the 70s. Here's my trailer before I bought it. You see how the roof rolls over? It's a two-door model, and that's how my trailer is. That's why I like it, because it's a rare model. Not many like it. Go online and look at the Woodsman trailers, and you won't find many. And here's another one like mine. You see, that's how my front of my trailer is shaped. It's not shaped as much like that in the back. It's more straight up and down in the back, but you can see how that trailer looks and how mine looks. You see what I'm saying? The front and back doors. I always wanted one with a front and back door, you know? It just made it cool. Made it really interesting. But that is how the front of my trailer looks. You can see it. But that's just ideas of how it could look, you know? But there's not a lot of things that need to be done to it to make it usable, you know? It's just maybe a little smaller, but that's basically what it is. I've never towed it, McSpeed One. Ronnie, I'll show you that four-wheel drive. For the last 2 years of the Woodsman, they made a four-wheel drive motorhome. Mostly what Champion Home Builders has built is motorhomes. You know, and they made a four-wheel drive motorhome, and let's see. There is, you see, they had a different logo for the older Woodsman trailers. The older Woodsman trailers, they called it a Woodsman Traveler, but that's the new Woodsman logo, and that's the kind of logo that my trailer has on it. You see, today's most functional motorhome of tomorrow's styling. You can see it's a motorhome, and there it is again, the Woodsman motorhome, four-wheel drive, unique four-wheel drive capability. There is another Woodsman motorhome, but it's not four-wheel drive. It's called the Woodsman Flagship Motorhome. So it's a Woodsman Flagship Motorhome. And so champion home builders built travel trailers in the 50s and 60s and the first half of the 70s, but they phased out the motorhomes, and I mean the travel trailers, phased out the travel trailers in favor of just building motorhomes. So now there is the Woodsman motorhome, four-wheel drive. 8 lugs, 8 lug nuts. See, there's that Woodsman logo. That's the kind of Woodsman logo my trailer has on it. See? It makes it rare, you know, because you go on JD Power, the JD Power website. You go on the JD Power website where they have RVs and all the different makes of RVs. They don't even have the Woodsman. They don't even have a Woodsman on there. You know, they have Concord motorhomes. That's just some. But yeah, that's how that is. And some of the Woodsman trailers are not exactly like mine. But this is a good conversation, you know, I feel like. It's a good conversation, I feel like that. This is what the older Woodsman trailer looked like. This is what the older Woodsman logo looked like, you see. It says Woodsman Traveler, but they changed it in the 70s to go to the one like mine, so they changed it out. There was the original Woodsman trailer. They just look like a normal travel trailer, and then the newer ones became like mine, the rounded corners and stuff. That's not exactly like mine. That's a little different, so they changed it. But let's see. It has the rounded corners, but a little bit of a different body. You know? But yeah, you can see it. It's a little different than mine. But you see, there's 4 of these. Trailers like this is from 72 to 73. And I only saw 4 on Facebook. That's all I've seen in the whole world online. I've looked and looked over and over. And all I've seen online is just 2 of these. 4 of them. Of these trailers like this. And then in 74, they changed them to look like my trailer. And I have not found any trailers like my trailer anywhere. See, here's another shot of my trailer. It's a little different. It's like a change in the generation, body style generation, you know. They had the first generation of Woodsman trailer, which was the first generation of Woodsman trailer is not exactly like mine. But I'm just going on and geeking out about these motorhomes, you know? I'm geeking out about all these RVs. I need to see how it tows, but it's a dual axle XP, and it should be pretty good towing because it's a dual axle. Do you think that dual axle tandem tows better than single axle? What do you think? I like it because you can put a porch on it. You can see the Woodsman Traveler uh, thing on there. If I restore my trailer, now somebody was telling me you need to get yourself a scamper casita. But I mean, my trailer can be as good as a new one when I put a new floor in it and do a little repair. It doesn't cost that much to do a trailer restoration. I mean, if you do the work yourself, but you do a restoration of a trailer yourself. Okay, now that's the first generation of Woodsman trailer. That's the first generation of the Woodsman trailer. And I'm going to take this. And I attached them to the well, I guess there'll always be a place that you can stay at, you know. And there's some trailers are branded as a champion. They're branded as a champion trailer. So they had them branded as champions. Concord was the #1 trailer, was the Concord. The Concord was the most well-known trailer built by champion home builders. And this is a Concord, 76 Concord, the same year as my trailer. It's built very similar to my trailer, very similar, but it's a Concord, and they're the most well-known. If you like, on YouTube, one of the tribes, of the nomadic tribes, the Mobile Traveler, Randy, he bought a trailer before he went off the air, and it was a 75 Concord. So it's very similar to my trailer, because his is a 75 Concord. And the shape is a little different, but the back end is definitely a resemblance, you know. Looks just like my trailer, this back of that thing does. You can tell the resemblance, the 75, 76 Concord, you know. But you go to the Woodsman, you know, there's the you go to the, here's what I want to do to my trailer. I want to do a bare aluminum. I want to do this bare aluminum. I want to do this bare aluminum look to it. You know, and get rid of all the aluminum, do a polished aluminum. And then there on my trailer has the same strip on here. If you can see the strip here, the inlay, I want to paint it gold. And then this bottom panel down here, paint it black. So it'll be silver, gold, and black. I think it'll look pretty good. But here's the first generation of the Woodsman trailer. You know, the front is flat, has a flat front end. And the back end is like that. It doesn't have any inlay. The second generation Woodsman trailer has an inlay. Right there you can see the inlay. And there's a little beveled edge on the front that the older generation don't have. The older first generation don't have a beveled edge. You know, they added a beveled edge and changed it slightly in the rounded lower back end, where the first generation has a flat. So that's a bigger one. There's another one like it. It has the same set of cabinets like mine has in the back, like that. The second generation. You go into the third generation. They go to the rounded corners, but you have a metal, you have a lip on the back, a beveled edge lip on the back, with a beveled edge lip on the front too. So, beveled edge lip on the front and back. You have a beveled edge, you have a lip on the front, you have a lip on the back. It's a certain, and it has one door. They don't have a two-door version. There it is. You can see the lip in the rounded corners. There it is again with the lip on the front. That's the third generation. Here's a ad you can see here. Champion Trailers, 1973 ad is what this is. That during this time period where they made the Woodsman, the Champion is very similar to the Woodsman. Okay. The Champion and Woodsman come in 1820 and 22. And the Concord comes in all these different sizes. So you've got several sizes for the Concord, and the Woodsman and the Champion are kind of the rebranded version, like a Chevy and a Pontiac, you know. It's rebranded like a Chevy and a Pontiac. And there's the fourth generation Woodsman trailer before they quit the Woodsman totally. You can see they got rid of the beveled edge on the front of it. This is my trailer. You got rid of the beveled edge on the front of the trailer. It has a smooth front end without the lip on the front. No lip on the front. No lip on the back. You have the two-door option, which would be like more like a park model type trailer. And you can see it there. So the fourth generation is Woodsman trailers. You go to a Champion trailer, second generation Champion trailer, that has a bubbled out rear end. It looks just like a Woodsman. For that, it doesn't have the inlay. It has a different aluminum pattern, but the Champion trailer is more like a rebranded Woodsman. I guess you can take a trailer different places. Well, that was me geeking out about these trailers, you know. So that was me geeking out about these trailers. Oh, okay. Would you rather sell them all and buy a Class A? Oh, no, I don't think I want to buy a Class A. I like Class A's, a McSpeed one, but one thing I do like about detachable McSpeed one, that one thing I like about detachable trailers is that you can Anybody can work on a pickup truck. Anybody can work on a truck. Anybody can work on a pickup. Anybody can work on a pickup truck. You know, that's not a big deal. Anybody can work on a pickup truck. You know, so that's definitely a thing there, is that, yeah, anybody can work on a pickup. When you have a pickup truck, you know, anybody can work on it. You know, it's easy to repair. Anybody can work on a pickup truck. I was talking to someone else, and that's really kind of a thing. All right, anyway, well, this episode is just practice. Me practicing for my news thing. I'm just practicing for my news thing. There. Oh, okay, I'm back. So I think that a trailer or a truck camper is really best for me, because I think a trailer or a truck camper is best for me because anybody can work on a pickup, anybody can work on a normal vehicle. So, and I think that that's really what's best, is a trailer or a truck camper, because anybody can work on a truck, you know. So, for me, I think it has to be between the trailer and the truck camper, honestly. So I think that has to be my decision. I think that has to be it, between the trailer and the truck camper. So I let you go through the trailer. I let you see the inside of the trailer. For me to start staying in the trailer, it doesn't have to be perfect. It has a few little things done to it to get everything up and running. But I've got my diesel heater, you know. And so I got the AC working. I got the diesel heater. And it'll just be working to get everything else up and running, and, you know, replace a little bit of the wood, you know, inside of there. do some work on the floor and repainting the frame. Hello, Mike Jordan. Good to see you. Good to see you in the house today. Well, I'm glad I'm on live, and I'm glad that I'm doing my little program, Mike Jordan. I'm going to start working on doing a news program. So, anyway, went ahead and covered Hurricane Helena. And so it's coming in, and we're getting rain here in Kentucky. In Richmond, Kentucky, it's 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Raining, been raining today. Okay. Rubbernet Rosie, good to see you. McSpeed One, do you have any more thoughts on the campers? All right. Okay, good, McSpeed One. Good, that sounds good. Okay, now here we go. All right. Okay, good. Here we go. All right. Now I am just practicing for a little news thing. Maybe we'll have a Boyd news community. We know we have true crime community. We've got this community, that community. Maybe we'll have a drama community. Maybe we'll have a news community. People are doing their own news programs. All right. First of all, Israel says a ground assault on Lebanon is possible. Diplomats scramble to avoid war. Israel unleashes more airstrikes across Lebanon. Hezbollah claims rocket attack aimed at Mossad HQ. Biden says all-out war possible, but broad settlement too. So, U.S. pushing for deals to end Lebanon and Gaza conflicts. 500,000 Lebanese estimated to have been dispatched. So, Beirut, Jerusalem. I remember they had hostages in Beirut when I was a kid, so I know that went on. All right, now. All right, now. Israel's military chief troops on Wednesday that its heavy airstrikes on Lebanon were preparing the way for a possible ground operation by Israeli forces against Hezbollah militants with a flurry of diplomacy sought to prevent all-out war. The U.S. and France were trying to hammer out an interim accord to halt hostilities with a view to opening broader talks that would include efforts to achieve a long-sought ceasefire in Gaza. Cyprus President Nikos Christodoulidis told Reuters on the sidelines of the UN General Assembly in New York. U.S. President Joe Biden told ABC television that an all-out war is possible, but added we're still in play to have a settlement that can fundamentally change the whole region. Israel widened its airstrikes in Lebanon on Wednesday, and Lebanon's health minister reported at least 51 people were killed and at least 223 wounded in Wednesday's strikes. Israel shot down a missile that was Iranian-backed. Hezbollah movement said it had aimed at the headquarters of the Mossad intelligence agency near Israel's biggest city, Tel Aviv. Yes. Israeli officials said a heavy missile had headed towards civilian areas in Tel Aviv, not the Mossad HQ, before being shot down. You hear the jets overhead. We've been striking all day, General Hersey. However, he told Israeli troops on the border with Lebanon, according to a military statement. This is both to prepare the ground for possible entry and to continue degrading Hezbollah. World leaders expressed concern that the conflict, running a parallel to Israel's war in Gaza against Hamas, a Palestinian militant movement backed by Iran, was escalating rapidly as the death toll in Lebanon rose and thousands fled their homes. U.S. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken said Washington and its allies worked tirelessly to avoid a full-blown war between Israel and Hezbollah, which had said it will not back down until the Gaza war ends. French President Emmanuel Macron said that he was dispatching his foreign minister to Lebanon this week as part of efforts to stop war breaking out. There must not be war in Lebanon. He said in a speech on Wednesday at the annual meeting of the 193 member United Nations. So that's your brief on the war in the Middle East and in Gaza. We have 6 watching right now on our live stream. Please like, share, and subscribe. We want more subscribers. We want to build a community here. 3 Israeli sources had no significant progress that had made in the French-U.S. effort yet. Risk of escalation in the region is acute. The best answer is diplomacy, and their coordinated efforts are vital to prevent further escalation. Blinken said at a meeting with Gulf Arab state officials and ministers in New York. Israel airstrikes this week have targeted Hezbollah leaders and hit hundreds of sites deep inside Lebanon, where hundreds of thousands have fled the border region, while the group has fired barrages of rockets into Israel. So we're going to quit it right there on the Israel and Gaza. People are worried about a war, all-out war breaking out in Lebanon. So people don't want that to happen. According to the BBC, Missouri executes Marcellus Williams after 2 decades on death row. People have protested and pleaded that his death sentence would be commuted due to the fact that he had still pleaded innocent. Marcellus Williams was executed on Tuesday night in the U.S. state of Missouri after spending more than 2 decades on death row. Williams, who had 2 previous executions, maintained that he was innocent in the 1998 federal stabbing of Felicia Gale in a St. Louis suburb, and wide swath of people had opposed his death sentence. An attorney representing Williams argued that there was racial discrimination in selecting jurors. The DNA evidence in the case was mishandled. Williams was denied a last-minute reprieve from the U.S. Supreme Court after Missouri's top court and governor rejected his clemency request early this week. In a rare move, 3 liberal justices on the Supreme Court, Sonia Sotomayor, Elena Kagan, and Ketanji Brown Jackson, said on Tuesday they disagreed with the conservative majority and would have granted a stay. They did not give a reason. Missouri's Department of Corrections Communications Director Karen Podgman said no witness for Mrs. Gale's family attended the execution. CBS, the BBC's U.S. partner, reported. Williams' son and 2 of his attorneys were present. At his trial, prosecutors say Williams broke into Mrs. Gale's home in August 1998 and stabbed her 43 times with a large butcher knife before stealing her purse and her husband's laptop. Mrs. Gale was a social worker and former reporter at the St. Louis Post-Dispatch. Lawyers for Williams said they were concerned over the handling of his case, arguing black jurors were wrongly excluded from his trial. They also said there was no forensic evidence linking Williams to the crime scene and the murder weapon had been mishandled, raising questions over DNA evidence. The trial prosecutors said he followed procedure at the time by touching the murder weapon without gloves after it was tested in a crime lab. Williams had requested clemency from Missouri's Republican Governor Mike Parson, which was denied. We hope this finality to a case that's languished for decades, re-victimizing Mrs. Gale's family, Parsons said in a statement. No juror, no judge has ever found Williams' innocence claim to be credible. Many people, including British billionaire Richard Branson, campaigned against the execution, the third execution this year. Mr. Branson told the BBC earlier on Tuesday that he had spent part of the day focused on the Williams case. He's an innocent person, he said. Even the prosecuting counsel have told the governor they should not. This man is innocent. The victim's family had supported a life sentence instead of the death penalty, while the local prosecutors had pressed to have the conviction overturned. His execution has been stayed twice, one in 2017 and one in 2015, due to the discovery of male DNA on the murder weapon, which did not match Williams. The state's then governor, Eric Crichton, a Republican, former a panel to examine the case after granting the second state, but then left the office amid a scandal, and the panel had never formed a conclusion. Okay. But at that point, it was discovered that the DNA evidence was spoiled from someone in the prosecutor's office touching the knife without gloves, meaning the hearing was canceled. So basically, a black man convicted of killing a white woman, Mr. Williams maintained his innocence until the very end. So there he is. Marcellus Williams, accused of murder, put on death row, convicted, and sentenced and executed. Was the man innocent, or was the man guilty? I guess the truth is, we'll never know, honestly. Yay. I think this Joni newscasting thing, I like, oh, good. Rebel Night Rosie, thank you. I'm glad you like it. Rebel Night Rosie, did we miss the truck camper talk? But it sounds like Joni is going over the headlines now. In depth, LOL. Yeah, okay now. And these are the Google News headlines. Donald Trump was briefed on the suspected Iranian assassination plot. U.S. intelligence officials warn Republicans nominee of specific threats unrelated to two recent attempts. U.S. intelligence officials have briefed Donald Trump about a suspected Iranian plot to kill him, his campaign has said. The briefing from the Office of Director of National Intelligence is believed to have focused on a scheme unrelated to two failed domestic assassination attempts against the Republican nominee for president, and came amidst reports suggesting that Iran is conducting an ongoing hack against Trump's campaign. Stephen Chung, Trump's campaign spokesperson, said the briefing concerned real and specific threats from Iran to assassinate Trump in an effort to destabilize and sow chaos in the United States. Intelligence officials have identified these continued and coordinated attacks that have heightened in the past few months. And law enforcement officials across all agencies are working to ensure President Trump is protected and the election is free from interference. Against the plea that there is an Iranian attempt to assassinate Trump, to make some type of a plan to assassinate Trump. So we really don't know the details of that yet. Now, in the world of automotive news, he didn't say where he'd get the nukes. News plus perspective. Here we go. Now to the automotive news. How many of you are still fans of Chrysler now that they have been bought out by the foreign company Stellantis? We have talk of a new Voyager minivan. Now, of course, we had the Plymouth Voyager when the Plymouth brand was under the Chrysler marquee. Voyager minivan climbs out of primordial fleet ooze into Chrysler's retail lineup. There was once a Spartan hero from the mythical land of Detroit. That hero's name was Chrysler Voyager. Voyager was literally Spartan, bare bones, budget-friendly minivan for families that just needed a spacious people mover without all the bells and whistles. Alas, in 2023, the Voyager was called away from the front lines of the minivan war and put on a fleet duty, putting it out of reach for consumers, but very in reach of most anyone at an American car rental counter. If you want a Voyager in 2024, the only way to get one is to visit one of those rental spots or a rental company to buy a small army of Voyagers. Otherwise, Chrysler's leading van intends only the Pacifica to choose from. Okay, 2025, it looks like the Chrysler is getting tired of only having two vehicles for its entire lineup if you count the Pacifica and Pacifica Hybrid as two separate models. That is bringing the Voyager back again as a cost leader option at the bottom of the lineup. The Voyager's return coincides with changes to the Pacifica, also the year 2025, in which Chrysler has simplified the Pacifica lineup, increased standard equipment, and adopted new trim levels. That means in place of 24 smattering of Pacifica hybrid trim levels, blah, blah, blah. As entry-level select trim, a mid-level limited-only gas-topping Pinnacle trim, the S package, and all of these different Pacificas that there are. So bringing back a bare-bones entry-level minivan, that will be the Chrysler Voyager. That was the motor trend, according to the motor trend. All right, just look at the world's largest rotator tow truck, lifting two other semi-records. Now, one time I had to use a rotator because I had a Chevy Trailblazer and it went into a ditch. And it couldn't be pulled out of the ditch because there were rocks and bushes and things. So they had to lift it up out of this big ditch with a rotator. So I saw it, put it on film. Here we go is the world's largest rotator tow truck. You lift it and then rotate it. And there it is lifting two other tow trucks, two other semi-based tow trucks. We've reached the point of saturation where things just aren't that impressive anymore. Nowadays, a car can hit 60 miles per hour in just 3 seconds. And we barely acknowledge it with the, yeah, that's crazy. A decade ago, that was huge. Takes something genuinely shocking to catch our attention, especially when it comes to cars and trucks and their capability. That's why Miller Industries busted out into its biggest rotator and picked up two heavy-duty tow trucks at the same time. The Century M100 is a beast plain out. We've actually written about one before, a tri-steer Peterbilt owned by Mazerzewski's Recovery and Heavy Hauler in Danbury, Connecticut. The truck and this big lift stone is a twin steer model that belongs to Easy Towing and Recovery out of Avondale, Arizona. It's holding a pair of Century 5130 heavy-duty integrated towing and recovery units, which boast a combined weight 70,000 pounds. An easy feat this is not. The Century M100 is built for big jobs. Its lifting capacity is rated for a full 100 tons, that is way higher than what's on display here. The 5130s are hoisted into the air, can lift just 25 tons. The boom extends more than 53 feet high, and given the full swivel, the truck's working area is 8,333 square feet. Few people or trucking companies in the world need a rig this size, but for those who do, the Century M100 is the end-all solution. There we go. There's the automotive news on the Portwood News Network. And in news with the Chrysler Pacifica, the artist formerly known as Rich Life of Road Trips has received his very own new Chrysler Pacifica minivan. Sources say he's very happy with it. Yeah, it probably is a good move, I would say for sure. Now it's going to be time for me to get a few things done. I have been on live 83 minutes, 7 people watching. I'll come back later for a more proper news presentation. This has been the news. I'm Joni Portwood. Until later, bye-bye.